in the 1990s, there was a feud between R&B singer Brandy Norwood and Monica. They were very famous in the 1990s. You had Aaliyah, and then you had Brandy, and then you had Monica, who all are individual artists, female artists. Then you had TLC. So there was a lot of competition between a lot of girls back then, And then you had the Spice Girls. So there was a lot of competition back in the 1990s. A lot of people have forgotten because it was so many years ago, but I haven't forgotten. I remember how, even though I was young, a child during those years, I remember how it was a lot of female competition back then. Because you had Aaliyah doing her thing, then you had Spice Girls, and then you had Brandy Norwood, then you had Aaliyah, then you had Britney Spears. You had a lot of singer artists back then. There was a lot of competition. So it was like, who can make the best song? But anyway, Brandy and Monica were not close. They were not friends. And then you had The Boy Is Mine, which came out in 1998. Brandy Norwood is funny because Brandy Norwood is 2 years older than Monica. Brandy Norwood is 41 right now in life, at this time in life right now. And then Monica is 39 years old. She's not even 40. She hasn't even hit the 40 mark, and she still looks young. They both look really young for their age. They both look about 20 years younger. It's funny how how Brandy is 41 and she looks like she's about 20, 21, and then Monica looks like she's about 20. They both look like they're about 20, 21 years younger. But I guess when you're multimillionaires, and you have all the money, you can afford plastic surgery, you can afford to keep yourself looking good. And not even that, but if they can afford to keep their bodies fresh and taking care of themselves, they're wealthy. They got the clothes, the money. They're millions. They got a million here, another million here. They're filthy rich, so they can afford to look like they're 20 years old at 40, 41. So they're still young. They're not old, but they are middle-aged women. They're getting up there. In another 10 years, they'll be in their 50s. So, they're getting up there in age. They're not as young as they used to be. But in 98, they were teenagers. I know Monica was a minor. She was 17. Brandy Norwood was 19. And they were both into the same guy. Now, who this guy was, it was never known. They never told it. This is the secret they're going to keep through their graves. They're going to take it with them for the rest of their lives. We don't know who it was. Apparently, a guy off the set, a guy they were in love with the same guy, the same man. And it was two women fighting over the same guy, over one guy, catfight. They were catfighting each other. The Boy Is Mine became a success back in 1998. Millions of people bought it. It was all on BET. They would play that song every single day. Brandy Norwood was not nasty. She was a very sweet, kind-hearted, sweet person. She did rap music. I mean, she never did anything. She never degraded anybody. Her music was just about love and about her relationships, her life, and Have You Ever was one of the good songs. That was a good song. Have You Ever loved somebody? And The Boy Is Mine. You got to give it up. The Boy Is Mine. And actually, there was a brawl in the 1990s. I think around 97. Well, no. It would have been, I think, 1998, 1999. They were on a award show. And I heard before they did a little concert, Brandy and then Monica got into a fight with each other. I think Monica slapped Brandy in the face, and then they went on the stage to sing. And then when they were leaving the stage at the concert, I think Brandy got her revenge she pushed her, and they got to a cat fight. But the camera pans off for it. But they didn't like each other. They were like I said, they were spoiled rich girls. These girls were millionaires before they were 20. They were multi-millionaires before they were 20. Before they even graduated high school, they were already millionaires. They had money flowing. Brandy started the motion show when she was 16. She was already a millionaire by the time the girl was 18. She was a multi-millionaire. Millions of people all over the world knew who she was. Monica too. Monica, and I think also too, the Insecurities. Let's get down to it. Brandy is a dark-skinned girl. She's very attractive, but she's skinny. She's dark-skinned, and then You have, she has small eyes. People used to make fun of her saying that she looked like an alien and she looked like an Asian girl with the small eyes, and then she was dark skinned and she was skinny and she was tall, lanky. And then you had Monica, who was light skinned, attractive, all American girl who all the boys wanted to be with. She was tall, 5'8", 5'9", a model. She looked like a model. So there was a lot of jealousy. I think that's why Brandy was jealous of Monica, was because I think even later on in life, Brandy said that she had a lot of self-esteem issues because of her dark skin, and that people would tease her because boys would reject her in when she was in high school, middle school, high school. She was not asked for proms. A lot of guys would reject her. Her boyfriends would dump her for her friends. It was horrible. This left her emotionally scarred, where she became to be self-hate, jealousy, and it's sad that, people can't deal with rejection. You have to learn how to deal with it, tackle it, overcome it, and she did. But they didn't like each other. Also, Brandy and Monica were friends with Whitney Houston. Whitney Houston, I Will Always Love You and all that stuff. They were good friends with Whitney Houston in the 90s, because that's how they learned how to sing. Their inspiration, even though when they were little girls, they used to watch her videos and they wanted to be like her. This is how they became famous, because she was Whitney Houston was their inspiration. They say without Whitney Houston, they wouldn't have been famous, and they wouldn't have been R&B singers. And and anyway, when Whitney Houston, a couple decades later, in 2012, Whitney Houston died over a drug overdose, and she died in the tub. I think she had a lot of depression. Brandy and Monica were good friends with Whitney Houston. When they found out about her, that she died, they were depressed. They felt guilty. They actually did an album together. They did "It All Belongs to Us," where they come back together and they did a song. Album, which is pretty good. Oh man, I was like 21 years old when I heard that song, but it's pretty good. And then, but a lot of Feud came on when they did that song. Years later, people say that what make fun of Monica, saying that why come you don't like Brandy? That Brandy's better than you. Why come you're jealous of Brandy? And then a couple years ago, I think 4 years ago, 2016, at a concert, Brandy Norwood was singing "The Boy Is Mine." And then she said, "The song is mine." She's saying that it was her song. Because for years people say, was it Monica's song, or was it Brandy's song, or was it both of their songs? But Brandy Norwood at a concert said, the song is mine. That she said it was her song, that she wrote the script, that everything was hers. It wasn't Monica. Monica was just a sidekick. But anyway, they're both doing pretty good. There's people still say, rumor still has it that they still don't like each other. They're still jealous of each other, but they're grown women now. Brandy is in her 40s, and Monica is in her late 30s, and Monica is a grown woman now. They both married. They have kids. Monica has 2 or 3 kids now, and then Brandy has a grown daughter now. I think she has a teenage daughter now. So they're grown. These are grown women in their late 30s or early 40s. These women are grown. Because when they did "The Boy Is Mine" in '98, they were teenagers. They were under 20. They were fresh. They hadn't even graduated high school yet. They were young. But Mr. J here, peace. But yeah.